All right, I want to go to this first story here, and this is dealing with Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. You see me wearing my Chadwick Boseman T'Challa Black Panther shirt as well in honor of Chadwick Boseman. I have a number of Black Panther shirts, and there's a 3-hour lecture, almost 3-hour lecture that I've done dealing with the film Black Panther. The film Black Panther deals with African history, African culture, African spiritual systems, African language. It's a deep movie on multiple levels. I did about 3 months worth of research in the movie as well as the comic book to be able to do my lectures on the film Black Panther. Okay, so NBC News has this article. Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer nabs 172 million views in 24 hours, making it one of Marvel's biggest. Hashtag Wakanda Forever was trending hours after the trailer's release. Now, you know, here on this show, at the end of basically each show, I say Wakanda Forever. Okay, now when we come back from the break, I know we're coming up on the break, I'll tell you why I say Wakanda Forever. And some people saw the picture that I took of myself when I was at Soul Day 2022 at Northwestern High School on Saturday, because I had this shirt on as well, and I did the Wakandan salute, and I explained why the Wakandan salute is always right over left as well, because that comes from ancient Kemet, ancient Egypt. Now, the Black Panther Wakanda Forever teaser trailer nabbed 172 million views in its first 24 hours, becoming one of the Marvel Cinematic Universe's top trailer debuts for a superhero movie. A source close to Marvel confirmed the viewership number to Variety magazine. The Wakanda Forever teaser's viewership nearly doubled the 88 million views the original Black Panther teaser garnered in 2017. We know the original Black Panther movie came out February 16th, 2018. All right. February 16th, 2018. Now, the teaser also set social media ablaze with topics relating to Black Panther garnering over 893,000 mentions. Chadwick Boseman, Prince Namor, who is in the film as well. We know Prince Namor from the Marvel comic books as well. Shuri, who's T'Challa's younger sister. T'Challa, Ryan Coogler, the director, and Angela Bassett, Queen Ramonda, all became national trending topics after the teaser's debut, and the hashtag Wakanda Forever held the #1 trending spot for over 5 consecutive hours. We'll continue this on the other side of the break, and we'll get deeper into this, and we'll talk about why fans are talking about boycotting Black Panther 2. I guess they're saying the fictitious movie is not keeping it real when it comes to Chadwick Boseman. Still trying to figure that out. Listen to the African History Network show. I'm Michael Imhotep. We'll be back in a few minutes. Welcome back to the African History Network show right here on 910 AM, the Superstation of Future Radio. I'm your host, Brother Michael Imhotep. It is Sunday, July 31st, 2022, and we are calling numbers 313-778-700, 313-778-7600 is the call-in number if you have a question or comment. Okay, so right before the break, we were talking about the trailer for Black Panther 2, which came out this past week, and it got 172 million views in 24 hours. Okay, and it was trending on Twitter, trending on social media. We go back to this article here from NBC News. Let me pull this back up. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, by pulling in 172 million views in its first 24 hours, Black Panther Wakanda Forever becomes one of the top trailer launches for a standalone Marvel movie. Black Panther Wakanda Forever becomes one of the top trailer launches for a standalone Marvel movie, following titles like Spider-Man No Way Home, the Spider-Man No Way Home teaser, the biggest ever teaser with 355.5 million views. And Thor, Love and Thunder. I'm not a big fan of the Thor movies. I grew up watching the Marvel superheroes. When you come home from school, they came on like 4 p.m., 4:30 p.m. on Channel 20 here in Detroit. And they had Captain America came on Monday. Thor came on, I think maybe Thursday. They had Incredible Hulk. They had Spider-Man, things like that. And I'm not a big fan of the Thor movies, though. He's all right with the Avengers, but I don't want to see an entire movie with Thor. But, that's just me. 4 Avengers trailers also pulled in bigger numbers. Avengers Endgame teaser, 289 million. Avengers Endgame final trailer, 268 million. Avengers Infinity War teaser, 230 million. And Avengers Infinity War final trailer, 179 million. Now, it should be noted that unlike many of these aforementioned Marvel movies, the Black Panther Wakanda Forever teaser launched on Saturday night at around 9:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the internet almost broke this past week. Beyonce released her new album, okay, and people going crazy. Calm down. And then also the trailer for Black Panther 2 came out as well. Okay, it got 172 million views in 24 hours. Now, that's not exactly the most desired time slot, 9:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's not not exactly the most desired time slot for a trailer debut, as most trailers release weekday mornings and take advantage of the workday rewatch factor. The teaser marked the first unveiling of the Black Panther sequel, which marks the next feature film entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, I like DC superheroes, kind of still have my DC comic books, but the Marvel movies are just much better than DC. I don't know what it is. They're just much better than DC. The footage showcases the nation of Wakanda going to war against the army of Atlanteans, led by the fearful Namor, Prince Namor, portrayed by Tenoch Huerta. Okay, he's Hispanic. Lupita Nyong'o, her character, Nakia, Letitia Wright, Danae Gurira, Florence Kasumba, Winston Duke, and Angela Bassett are reprising their roles for the original Black Panther, joined by series newcomer Michaela Coel, Dominique Thorne, Alex Nivalani, and Mabel Cadena. Now, riding off the success of the teaser release, Hollywood Records and Marvel Music released a prologue soundtrack for the movie earlier on Monday, this past Monday. The soundtrack includes Tim's cover of Bob Marley's No Woman, No Cry. So when you watch the trailer, and I was watching some of the reactions on social media, a lot of my Facebook friends saying they were emotional, they were crying watching the trailer, because the trailer acknowledges the death of T'Challa, and then you hear this rendition of Bob Marley's No Woman, No Cry. You hear Angela Bassett's character of Queen Ramonda saying, I'm the queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and I've lost my entire family, haven't I given enough? All of this, okay? So it got really emotional for people. Tim's cover of Bob Marley's No Woman, No Cry, which earned acclaim for its prominent feature in the teaser film. Okay, so check out this article here from NBC News. We know Chadwick Boseman passed away from cancer in 2020. He had a private battle with colon cancer. So check out this article from NBCnews.com. Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer nabs 172 million views in 24 hours. Nabs 172 million views in 24 hours. Making it one of Marvel's biggest. Okay, so there was also a good article that I saw from okafrica.com. And this piece from okafrica.com gives a breakdown of the film, what we know so far, breaking down the first trailer of Black Panther Wakanda Forever, breaking down the first trailer of Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So the first trailer for Black Panther Wakanda Forever features new characters, foes, and plot hints in the sequel. Okay, so and you can watch the trailer there as well. Who is the new Black Panther? Who is the new Black Panther? Now, I've been saying for months, Shuri should be the next Black Panther, because there have been different Black Panthers throughout history when you study the history of Wakanda. And even in the comic book, for a period of time, Shuri, T'Challa's sister, becomes the Black Panther. Okay, so, and notice how slim the wrist is here as well. Okay, so I think it's going to be Shuri. Okay, so they talk about that. They talk about some of the new characters. Ironheart makes her Marvel Comic Universe debut as well. Before the release of the Wakanda Forever trailer, we have been informed about an Ironheart series coming to Disney Plus, first appearing in 2016. Marvel comic book Invincible Iron Man #7. Riri Williams, aka Ironheart, is Tony Stark's protege. So those that watch the Avengers, you know, Tony Stark was Iron Man. You know, Tony Stark died in the last Avengers movie. Okay, Avengers Endgame. Now, with her Marvel Comic Universe debut in Wakanda Forever, it represents auspicious beginnings for her, a natural successor to Iron Man. Dominique Thorne. We see brief moments of Williams casually interacting with Shuri. Okay, so they talk about that. They talk Prince Namor. You know, I wasn't a big fan of the Submariner. So Prince Namor is Submariner. Okay, he rules over Atlantis in the comic books. I wasn't a big fan of Prince Namor. You know, he had the Dr. Spock ears and things like that. It was all right, you know, to see him in the comic book. I didn't want to buy a Submariner comic book, but it was all right to see him in other people's comic books. Okay, so they talk about this as well. For the longest, fans have dreamed about the appearance of Prince Namor in the Marvel Comic Universe, aka the Submariner. He's an important Marvel character with a complex mythology, who's been around in the comic books since 1939. He is yet to make a live action splash or debut in the Marvel Comic Universe until now. In the comics, Prince Namor's human father was sent searching for vibranium in Antarctica. We know vibranium originates in Wakanda. When his path crossed with Princess Finn, daughter of Emperor Thor of Atlantis. In the trailer, Prince Namor is born as a hybrid son from the union, half human and half Atlantean. Okay, so you see the introduction of Prince Namor as well. Okay, so check out the rest of this article here from okafrica.com. Now, okafrica.com is partly owned by Questlove of the Roots as well. Breaking down the first trailer of Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Okay, and this article is from, what's the date on this? They don't have it. Oh my God. All right. Yeah, but it came out this past week. Okay, so check that out as well. Peace.
910 AM Superstation, a division of Adele Media. We got the guests, the opinions, and the facts.
I'm your host, Brother Michael Imhotep. Now, we deal with a number of different topics here on the TheAHNShow Network Show. We do recurring events of history and much, much more. We're going to give you an update on what's going on. This is about self-preservation. We have to extinguish the fire of white supremacy. See, let's have consequences.
Catch it all right here on 910 AM Superstation. The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 910 AM Superstation or
Welcome
Adele
back
Media.
to the History Network Show. All right, the calling number is 313-778-7600. 313-778-7600 is the calling number if you have a question or comment. Okay, so in the first segment of the show, today's show, we talked about the new trailer for Black Panther 2, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and the trailer got 172 million views in 24 hours. Now, there was a article from rollingout.com that we talked about in the first segment of the show, and I really didn't get a chance to get to it. Rollingout.com, fans vow to boycott Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Fans of the record-setting comic movie and the main character T'Challa, played by Chadwick Boseman, expressed disgust and dismay that T'Challa is being killed off. So in this article, skipping over some of this information, we know Chadwick Boseman passed away August 28th, 2022. I don't know if these people like actually read the Black Panther comic book. There were numerous Black Panthers throughout generations. And at one point, Shuri, T'Challa's sister, becomes the Black Panther. Okay. The hashtag recast T'Challa. The hashtag recast T'Challa revealed some impassioned plans and harsh denunciations about the demise of the Marvel comic character. Okay, of the Marvel comic character. One user said, God forbid, but if Tom Holland died today, they would not kill off Peter Parker. If Robert Pattinson died, they would not stop casting people to play Bruce Wayne. Chadwick was very proud of bringing T'Challa to life. Killing T'Challa does not honor Chadwick. Hashtag recast T'Challa. I would encourage them to look at some of the comments from like the actors and actresses on Black Panther who actually knew Chadwick Boseman, and Ryan Coogler, the director, things like this, because they said that he was irreplaceable to try to recast him. But once again, I think you're going to have a surprise in the film. There's another article I'm going to get to, and this is what I was saying should happen in the beginning anyway. I think you're going to have a surprise in the film. But let's see here. Still others are promising to avoid seeing the film because the comic book character was brought to life on the big screen after the ceaseless lobbying of mostly, if not solely, Black men. That's why. I don't think that's why. First of all, most of the Marvel comic universe heroes have had their own movie. Yeah, you have people who've been saying for years they wanted the Black Panther movie, but did people say for years they wanted Ant-Man and the Wasp? You had an Ant-Man and the Wasp. All Black Panther was the 18th movie in the Marvel comic universe, and all those 18 movies have interlocking storylines that lead up to Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. Okay, and then Ant-Man and the Wasp, all those movies have interlocking storylines. So even though people were saying, yeah, we want a Black Panther, and there's talk about Wesley Snipes being the Black Panther, things like this, it's like basically almost all of the Marvel comic universe characters are having their own movie. Doctor Strange, it started with Captain America. Basically, I think Captain America was probably the first one. You got a bunch of Thor, you had 3 Thor movies. You have the Avengers. Okay, you got the Incredible Hulk. All of them are having their movies in there. Captain Marvel. Okay, so but anyway, however, the film is now starring mostly Black females with only one major male character starring in the follow-up. Okay, so I guess it's like African American men complaining that there's a bunch of Black women in the movie or something. Okay, you know, hopefully these same people who are talking about boycotting a fictitious movie because they're not keeping it real about Chadwick Boseman, I sure hope y'all boycotted the NFL because of Colin Kaepernick, because that's something real. I hope you're not watching NFL games. I hope, because Colin Kaepernick is still hasn't gotten a job in the NFL. The same people who are talking about boycotting a fictitious movie, I sure hope you still boycotting the NFL for Colin Kaepernick, because that's real. Now, okay, you can read the rest of this. So they talk about some Twitter users and things like this. Okay. And also, once again, in the comic book, you know, Shuri did become the Black Panther for a period of time. I don't know if these people notice, if they actually read the Black Panther comic book, anything like that. So, okay, we'll see what happens. Now, there was an article. Now, this is a spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Don't get mad at me. It's already out there. I ain't write the article. It's already out there. But there was an article that I saw from who is this here? Hotnewhiphop.com. Hotnewhiphop.com. Okay. Now, this dealt with the there's a Lego set that features the Wakanda, the Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever characters. All right. And I'm going to pull this article up here. Now, this is a spoiler alert. Now, I said this was probably happen. So if it turns out that it's true, you heard me say this before. Wakanda Forever Lego set spoils Marvel's new Black Panther. Wakanda Forever Lego set spoils Marvel's new Black Panther. Okay, now this is from July 30th, Saturday, July 30th, 2022. Let me pull up this article here. All right, so in this piece here, once again, spoiler alert, but you're going to find out anyway. Black Panther fans or not, millions of people around the world felt the tragic loss of Chadwick Boseman. Okay, we can skip down. Some wanted a recast. Some wanted his character to get a respectful canonical death. Also, keep in mind, like Black Panther's T'Challa's father, T'Chaka, was the Black Panther before T'Challa was the Black Panther. T'Chaka was killed in the movie. His character was killed off also. I mean, come on, people. But none should have expected to find the answer in a Lego set first. So if you don't want spoilers, proceed with caution. Okay, so they show Prince Namor. You see Prince Namor over to the right. You see somebody, okay, this is Black Panther with a Jerry curl or something like that, a curly hair, whatever, right? According to images of upcoming Lego sets slated for an October 22 release, the new Black Panther will be Shuri, played by Letitia Wright. She is T'Challa's sister in the comic books and the 2018 Smash film. Now, I called this, and actually, if I can grab one of the books. So it's important to understand, and I'm going to break down what the word Wakanda means. This is why I say Wakanda Forever at the end of all of our shows, right? So I've done lectures dealing with the film Black Panther. This one right here, Black Panther Analysis, African Culture, History, and Afrofuturism. It's available at our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. It's on sale $10. We have the digital download. I think it's $8 digital download. This is almost a 3-hour lecture. I did 3 months of research on the film Black Panther. I read over 100 articles dealing with the film and the comic book. I read this book here, Black Panther, The Ultimate Guide, which deals with the 52-year history of the Black Panther comic book. And you see Prince Namor is in here. I had to do this type of research to be able to do my lectures, so I knew what the hell I was talking about. Now, there were some people that weren't as responsible. Well, that's on them. I couldn't do that because my teachers taught me, when you come before the people, you need to have done your research and know what you're talking about. Dr. Leonard Jeffries, Professor James Small, Professor Kaba Hiawatha Kamene, Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. Ray Hagan. So I had to do a lot of research before I can do my lectures on the film. So I knew what I was talking about. Also, this is another book that I read, Black Panther, the official movie special, which is the official movie tie-in to the first Black Panther movie, that gives background information on the characters, interviews with the characters, interview with the director, Ryan Coogler, all of that. Okay, I read this book as well. Why? So I knew what I was talking about when I did my lectures. Okay, so if we look here at this here, let's see, let's go back to this. Okay, while a Lego set is never an official confirmation, and I agree with that. I haven't played with Legos in decades. Okay, but while a Lego set is never an official confirmation, it's safe to say is likely given the direction of Marvel's first teaser for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and the fact that Lego sets have been prophetic in the past, and the fact that Lego sets have been prophetic in the past. Now, the new teaser isn't explicitly dedicated to Chadwick Boseman. However, from the heart-wrenching version of Bob Marley's Woman No Cry to and Kendrick Lamar's All Right, to the somber tone of the trailers, shots, and characters, it's clear that the teaser is mourning the actor's loss as well as we are. Okay, at the end of the trailer, a new Black Panther suit is revealed, which got fans speculating before this Lego set seemingly confirms Shuri will take the mantle against a new underwater enemy, which is Prince Namor. Okay, and here he also Shuri as Black Panther as well in the comic books. Okay, so this tweet here, Marvel leak. Okay, they ask, is Shuri wearing the Black Panther suit in a new coming Lego? But they show this image here. If we click on this, this is on Twitter. They show this image here of Shuri as Black Panther. Let me see. Let's go to. This is coming straight from the comic book. So I had to go research the history of the Black Panther comic book and characters, because we see that reflected in the movie. And I couldn't just do lectures just based upon the movie and not understanding the background theme, story themes, characters, and how the characters were changed in the movie. For instance, in the comic book, Killmonger is 100% Wakandan. Killmonger is not half African-American and half Wakandan in the comic book. They changed that for the movie, I think, to interweave a African-American context, perspective, storyline into the movie. Otherwise, you would just be looking at a movie of Wakandans in a country that doesn't exist. Okay, but by interweaving, by making him half African-American, now you bring in another dynamic, another context, another storyline that relates back also to the transatlantic slave trade, etc. Okay, so, but I had to do the research to be able to understand all this. Okay, when we come back from the break, we'll talk about Bill Russell. We'll talk about Nichelle Nichols, Lieutenant Uhura on Star Trek. And I want you to hear an interview that she did where she talked about who kept her from quitting the show, because at the end of the first season, she had decided to quit Star Trek. Also, we'll talk about Mary Alice, who was in the movie Sparkle, the original Sparkle, 1976, and she was Letty Bostick on the TV show A Different World. She passed away as well. Listen to the African History Network show. I'm Michael Imhotep. We'll be back in a few minutes. Stand by. Back from break in 4 minutes. Welcome back to the African History Network show right here on 910 AM, the Superstation, the Future Radio. I'm your host, Brother Michael Imhotep. All right. You can register for the online history classes I teach on Saturdays and Sundays. So this week, I couldn't do it this past Saturday. I was at Soul Day 2022 on Saturday. Keith Williams had a great event. It was over 1,000 people that came out. So, you know, we had him on the show last Sunday. We had Keith Williams here on the show. He's the organizer of Soul Day 2022. Fantastic event. I had a vendor booth there. And then also today I was at the microloan conference that my frat brother Warren Galloway organized. And that was at Greektown Hotel. So I was there today for that. So we're going to teach, I'll teach my class on this Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday, August 2nd, Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade, what they didn't teach you in school. We'll get the website updated. You can still register for the class. It's $60, regularly $130. We're doing it 7 p.m. on Tuesday. And this time around, we're doing at least 12 sessions of the class, okay? We deal with thousands of years of history and what leads up to the transatlantic slave trade taking place. We do the sessions live. All the sessions are archived and recorded. You can go back and watch it anytime. Then normally on Sundays, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., I teach from the Civil War to the Civil Rights Movement of Black Power, 1865 to 1968. With the next class, we're doing this on Wednesday, August 3rd, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can register for that. And as soon as you register, you can watch the archive classes also. That's at our new website, TheAfricanHistoryNetwork.com, TheAfricanHistoryNetwork.com. Okay. And if you've taken any of my online classes in the past, email me at TheAHNShow@TheAfricanHistoryNetwork.com. You'll get 50% off. You'll get 50% off the classes. All right. I want to go back to this story here very quickly, dealing with Black Panther. So I hear people saying, okay, Wakanda's a fictitious place, things like this. I saw somebody post that here as well. It is true that Wakanda is a fictitious place, but Wakanda is not a fictitious word. And this is why it's important to do research. This is why I couldn't jump out and start doing lectures dealing with Black Panther and had not done the research, didn't know what the hell I was talking about. Unfortunately, everybody didn't follow that advice. Okay. So the word Wakanda we see in the Omaha Ponca and Sioux Indian languages, and it means possesses secret powers. We know that these are some slides from my actual lecture that I do on Black Panther. We know that the character of T'Challa was first introduced in the Fantastic Four issue of the Fantastic Four, issue 52, 1966, July 1966. Okay. The Fantastic Four. And it was a 2-part series, and T'Challa beats up the Fantastic Four. Okay. And at the end of issue 52, he talks about how he's the chieftain of the Wakandans and the richest man in all the world. Okay. Which is like Mansa Musa, who was emperor of the Mali Empire, became emperor of the Mali Empire in 1312 AD. And he was the richest man in the history of the world. Okay. So the if we look at the word Wakanda, we see the word Wakanda in Omaha, Ponca, and also amongst the Osage Native American nations. It means possesses secret powers in Omaha and Ponca. And Wakanda is the great creative power of the Osage, Omaha, and Ponca Native American tribes. Wakanda is an abstract, omnipresent, creative force who is never personified in traditional Siouan legends, and in fact did not have a gender before the introduction of English with its gender-specific nouns. Now, we also know that when you look at the Panther deity Bass, well, let me back up. There's a Wakanda water park in Wisconsin, and it's spelled Wakanda. When you look at Wakanda across the country, the usage of the word, you may see some variations in how it's spelled. But the Wakanda water park in Wisconsin is spelled Wakanda, like Wakanda is spelled in Marvel Comics. All right. So, and at the Wakanda water park, they talk about the mounds and the Indian mound builders, early mound builders. But we also know that there were about 1 million mounds here in the land we call the United States of America. We also know some of those mounds were built by the Khoisan, built by African people as well, who were in this land going back at least 51,700 years. When we look at the research from Dr. David Imhotep, who we've had here on the show a number of times, he wrote the book, The First Americans Were Africans, Documented Evidence. And we look at the discovery from Dr. Albert Goodyear, 2004, which documents the African presence in Allendale County, South Carolina, going back at least 51,700 years ago. Dr. David Imhotep lays this out in page 14 of his first book, The First Americans Were Africans, Documented Evidence. Now, we also know that the language spoken in the film Black Panther is isiXhosa, okay? And isiXhosa is a Bantu language as well. So the film connects us to African history, African culture, African language, African spiritual systems. We know that where they have the ritual combat, that the waterfall where they have the ritual combat to determine who's going to sit on the throne of Wakanda, that's called Warrior Falls. And the scene where Killmonger throws T'Challa over the waterfall comes straight out of the comic books. I think that's Jungle Action comic book, Jungle Action issue number 6, 1973. That comes straight out the comic book. Okay. Now here's an image of Killmonger in the comic books. The Panther deity Bast that watches over the people of Wakanda, and you have Wakanda is made up of 18 different tribes. Wakanda is not just one group of people; it's made up of 18 different tribes. The Jabari tribe, the Panther clan, things like this. But Bast that watches over those of the Panther clan, and then also watches over the people of Wakanda. That comes from Bastet, which was a lioness deity. A deity with the head of a lioness. Then it was changed to the head of a cat. There's a deity or netter, or what Europeans call a god or goddess. This comes straight out of ancient Egypt, ancient Kemet. Bastet, ancient Egyptian goddess worshipped in the form of a lioness, and later a cat, goddess of warfare in Lower Kemet, Lower Egypt, worshipped as early as 2890 BCE, before the Common Era. When you look at the Dora Milaje, which means adored ones, and introduced in the 1990s in the comic book, the Dora Milaje are the African female warriors who protect whoever sits on the throne of Wakanda, protect the family of the king of Wakanda. Okay, so their costumes are influenced by the Maasai of Kenya. Okay, number one, because Ruth Carter, who was the costume designer, and she won an Oscar for being the costume designer. Ruth Carter studied 11 different African cultures for 6 months and infused this into the film Black Panther. She was also the costume designer for the movie Malcolm X as well. Okay, but the Dora Milaje are based upon they were introduced in 1998, Black Panther Volume 1, 1998. The Dora Milaje means adored ones. They are based upon the real African female warriors of the West African nation empire of Dahomey, who were called the Ohozi or the Mino, these African female warriors. Now, these are the African female warriors who are going to be portrayed in the movie that comes out September 16th, starring Viola Davis, called The Warrior King. The Warrior King. And this is about these African female warriors who were the real life inspiration for the Dora Milaje that we first saw in the Black Panther comic books in 1998. And we see on the screen in the film Black Panther, and also Black Panther 2 as well. All right. So that's just a little background information. And my lecture is available at our website, TheAfricanHistoryNetwork.com. It's a almost 3-hour lecture. I go deep into all this information. It's a Black Panther analysis, African culture, history, and Afrofuturism. And we have digital download format also. Okay, that's at TheAfricanHistoryNetwork.com. I did a lot of research to be able to do my lectures on the film. Hotep, everybody. Hey, this is Michael Imhotep, founder of the African History Network, host of the African History Network show. I'm a talk show host, researcher, lecturer, writer, and historian. And I want to give a special shout out to everybody who has attended the 11th annual Liberated Minds Black Homeschool and Education Expo. I just want to take a few minutes, and we had a great presentation that I did on Saturday. So I teach 2 online history classes one on Saturday and one on Sunday. On Saturday, the class that I teach, normally 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is called Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade, what they didn't teach you in school. And this is normally a 10-week online class. We deal with thousands of years of history and what leads up to the transatlantic slave trade taking place. We can't start studying our history in slavery. Even when we study the transatlantic slave trade, which is important to study, we can't start in 1619 or in the 1440s with the Portuguese, when the Portuguese get involved in the transatlantic slave trade. We have to understand the history chronologically and deal with the 800-year occupation of Europe by the Africans known as the Moors, who entered into the Iberian Peninsula, today known as Spain and Portugal, from North Africa in 711 AD. When we discuss the transatlantic slave trade, we have to first understand that African people are the original people of North, Central, and South America and have been in the land we call the United States at least 51,700 years. Now, the second class I teach is on Sundays, normally 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's called From the Civil War to the Civil Rights Movement and Black Power, 1865 to 1968. Now, these classes are normally $130. They're on sale right now, $60. We do the sessions live. All the sessions are archived and recorded, so you can go back and watch it anytime. So a year from now, 2 years from now, you can go back and watch the entire class. With both of these classes, I would say the content is PG-13, so you can use this with your children as well if you want to. Also, you can advertise with the African History Network. We have 3 new advertising packages. Our current promotion is buy 1 month to get 1 month free. We have 1 million followers at our Facebook fan page, the African History Network. And with our platinum package, we'll take out ads on our Facebook fan page for you as well to help maximize your advertising campaign. And we take your 30-second to 60-second commercial, we put into the rebroadcast of our shows, and also into the audio podcast of our shows as well. We only have 20 advertising slots because we have a finite amount of advertising space. Email us at TheAHNShow@TheAfricanHistoryNetwork.com, TheAHNShow@TheAfricanHistoryNetwork.com, or call us 313-462-0003. All right, right now it's corrects wrong behavior. It's not over till we win. Wakanda forever, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.
The work that I do is larger than the fashion industry. It's larger than the art world. And I believe that I was born to bring newness into this world. I'm Kaima McIntyre. I'm 24 years old and I'm an artist. I create everything from paintings to jewelry design, metaphysical jewelry to be specific, and fashion design. The only reason why my prom dress went viral is because people needed it. Within a few days of going viral, Notori Naughton reached out to me and she's like, I saw your dress, can you make me a dress? I was equally as shocked to be asked by a celebrity to design their dress at the age of 17. That's just one person, and the list just continues to go on, to Janet Jackson, to Tyra Banks. It really hits home. That means that the discussion is happening on the grounds in real time.
STEM Forward, helping our community find their place in the emerging fields of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Join us for our monthly live stream on our website, stemforwardedu.org. Watch, subscribe, share. Also join our mailing list to stay up to date with STEM resources and opportunities. STEM Forward, the future is now. Watch, subscribe, share.
iRedify is a Black-owned digital platform that showcases Black and Brown cultures and people. The books on the platform are written by African-American authors, Afro-Caribbean authors, African authors, and so much more. Kids 14 and under can read ebooks, listen to audiobooks, and complete learning activities. Kids can even write in the books digitally. Get unlimited access to everything on the platform for only $8.99 a month at iRedify.com. Sign up for your membership today.
IDO Network International, in collaboration with STL Black Woman, DACA, and ACTA, present the Royal Pilgrimage to the Americas, August 24th through the 28th. The African kings and queens are coming to you for business, networking, and sharing of Pan-African ideals. The venue will be the illustrious En Garde Arts Hotel in St. Louis, Missouri. A royal cultural experience and exhibitions, trade and investment opportunities in Africa, the Caribbean, and the Americas. A Royal Pan-African Summit hosting keynote speakers and a red carpet banquet. Come and witness an African royal coronation ceremony. Register at www.idonetwork.org to book your ticket to wine and dine with African royalty. Vendor opportunities available. Get face-to-face with the royals who own the land and resources for business. Contact DACA for deal room information at 602-730-4572.